Mr. President, you are injuring the Zambians who are so hungry with your statements. You do not care, but from the look of things, you only care about your office and your return back to the office in 2026. It's the Zambians who are injured. It's the Zambians who are going to make a decision. That you should bear in mind. No matter how you say something, even a little thing, the hungry nation is an angry nation. Wakaunda said, Mukafonko Kapamala, that didn't go well with the Zambians. It didn't go well with the Zambians. Because people were hungry. Not that Wakaunda failed. Wakaunda didn't fail. It was sanctions and the sabotage to our economy there. Kaunda left a lot of good things. Today, when I'm at Chalimbana, I look at Chalimbana and say, this is the work of Kaunda. Mr. President, what are we going to point at when you leave this country, this office? Are we going to point at you as somebody who has been inciting violence? The statement that you gave when you were doing the campaign was a wrong statement. Please retrieve it, retract it. For you, you can say, yes, that is okay. But that weight, when you say you want to allow change mingalato, what do you mean? For me, I want you to be speaking throughout in English. Let that be an interpreter. Because it will even help your colleagues, those who are your friends outside the country, as you said, when you were talking about Gold Gate scandal, that you've established friendship with these other countries. So criminals will have nowhere to run to. Mr. President, your colleagues in the opposition are not your enemies. You would have won a lot of hearts if you showed the leadership of forgiveness. Even the evil ones would have respected you to say, this is the president Zambia has been wanting to have. But since you came into power, after celebrating your 2 years of being in power, you've resorted to think if you resume the dead, you talk about it, people will feel sorry for you. You are creating more of anger in the hearts of many. They are thinking, so who doesn't know that Chipens was killed? Who doesn't know that Kungo was killed? Who doesn't know that there were young men who were killed in Kanyama? A lot of people, in fact, have been dying because because of the rivalry of PF and UPND. I was expecting you, even the day you were being inaugurated, to release that dove. That dove, it means peace. But since you opted for balloons, which can even be popped, in other words, you are telling us no peace. A dove is a symbol. You're a Christian, Mr. President. A dove is a symbol of peace. You refused to use that. You showed us the balloons. What would the balloons, you were just celebrating that now it's time for me to do what I want to do. Have a big heart. You are a president for our country. You are not a president for UPND. I've been watching some of the videos, especially I think you were in Mandevu constituents, where your cadres were fighting and you tell them those are PF, it went with PF, and you went on. Mr. President, the more you talk about PF, the more you're making people to sympathize with PF. Mind you, you came into power out of sympathy. Even in Chienge, there's some paid women, I remember very well, saying, people did that out of sympathy. Not that they believed in your ideologies of giving them a 50 kwacha bag of maize or fertilizer. You are creating a thing that, if not properly handled, Mr. President, you are in State House. But if you listen to some of your cadres, what they've started saying, they're saying, there's that way I cannot use it. Do you know the bloodshed? Are you going to contain it? And do you think they will sit back and say, they won't do that. They have relatives. Mr. President, please, I beg you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We don't want what we've never seen in this country, bloodshed. Or because you and EC cannot get along. Leave our children alone. We, the mothers, are the ones who paid a price. Whenever there's civil war, whenever there's a problem in any country, it's the women who suffer most. Men have got this egoism, which has killed Africa in particular, and the whole world. Can't you go and do your early campaigns without mentioning PF? Can't you go and do your campaigns without, creating an environment which is now creating, it's becoming so tense, Mr. President.